Viva la raza! 195 starts with 4 teams, and Daniel Suarez wins his first race at Sonoma and shakes up the playoffs. We'll take a look at it coming up next. What is going on, everyone? Hope you are doing good. Like I just said, 195 starts for Daniel Suarez, and he finally gets his first NASCAR win at Sonoma. He finally silences the critics. A lot of people who said he needs to be out of that car and they need to pair somebody else with Ross Chastain. He has finally silenced them by driving a perfect race, because make no mistake about it, today Daniel Suarez drove an absolutely perfect race and won this. There were faster cars out there. There are statistically better road course racers, and there were statistically better road course races in faster cars, but Daniel Suarez didn't make a mistake on pit road, and he didn't make a mistake on the racetrack to take himself out of it, and he earns this victory, his first in the Cup Series. And like I said, 4 teams. He started off, he won the Xfinity Series Championship with Joe Gibbs. Then he moved up for his rookie season to drive in the Joe Gibbs car, the number 19 Aris car. Then he was released and let go. He moved over to Trackhouse Racing. He was there, and then they let him go, and he had to race for Gaunt Brothers, where he stuck it out for a year because he refused to go back down to Xfinity. He showed his grit, and he stuck it through and suffered through that year. Then he was picked up by Trackhouse last year. And then this year with Trackhouse, he has showed an absolute renaissance. He's had a great season. He hasn't had the finishes he wanted to show for it, but he's definitely had the speed. And today, he's had the speed and he got the finish, drove a perfect race, and silenced the critics. Now, I said there were statistically better road course racers, and, they were in faster cars. Chase Elliott took himself out with a pit road violation. Kyle Larson, who won the first stage, took himself out also on pit road when the tire came off. Kyle Busch looked like he had pretty good position there toward the end of the race. He spun out, took himself out, traditionally a good road racer. And several other drivers also took themselves out that also had speed. But a shout out to Chris Buescher. Chris Buescher also could have won this race. And he also would have shaken up the playoffs if he had won like Daniel Suarez did. But speaking of the playoffs, let's talk about those playoffs real quick. With 10 races to go in the regular season, there are 4 spots left, and there are multiple drivers competing for those spots. Let's take a look at those real quick. Ryan Blaney with 511 points, Martin Truex Jr. with 481, Christopher Bell at 444, and right now the last man in, Eric Almirola at 423. First man out, Kevin Harvick at 416. Then you've got Tyler Reddick, Austin Dillon, and Eric Jones in the high 300s in points. But I think at this point there is no real need to even worry about points anymore, because I think you have to have the mentality to win your way in. You've got to go for wins at this point, especially if you're down. Maybe Ryan Blaney could point his way in. Like, maybe you feel comfortable if you're Ryan Blaney points racing, but I personally wouldn't. But these other guys definitely have to be in a win to get in situation. And let's look at the races we have remaining. There is 1 super speedway, 2 super speedways if you're going to count Atlanta as a super speedway. There are 3 road courses and 2 short tracks. So things can definitely get interesting, especially at the road courses and the super speedways. And well, the short tracks, the closer and tighter it gets, some of these guys might feel the time to give some revenge or whatever. It might be convenient for them to get that revenge at a short track. So with 10 races to go and those being the tracks remaining, it is going to be super shaky. And this could definitely be the first year that we see where somebody wins a race and doesn't get in. So that's something else you could factor in. But definitely it's going to be exciting to watch going forward. And yeah, just wanted to get this video out real quick because my mom is a huge Daniel Suarez fan. She was over there in tears when he was winning that race. She's a Martin Truex Jr. fan first, but her new guy when Truex is going to retire is going to be Suarez. So your guy got the win, Mom. So yeah, that's how I'm going to end it today. If you made it this far, feel free to subscribe down below. If you got a question or comment, leave it down in the comment section. And other than that, thanks for your time. Peace.